Hello, all. I thank you for allowing me to present virtually, and I'm going to be covering factors that affect health of people in the community, beginning with the positive side among the responses. We found that acknowledging the eligibility for Medicare as a senior, as well as senior discounts, where the role of senior discounts help to make everyday living more affordable. We also found that social connection to be a protective factor for health, where the importance of having people who care about you and the role that it plays in health. We also found that admiration of green spaces and their ability to promote physical activity was also regarded as a protective health factor. On the negative side of the responses, healthcare was also mentioned, where eligibility, coverage, and also treatment within healthcare settings, with the top quote being able to best capture this, where they don't always try to solve the problem directly, but just being given medication, where this population could face greater discrimination in healthcare systems with ageism. We also find that affordability was mentioned, whether that be in the rising cost of living, of taxes, utilities, food. We also found that neighborhood safety was a common theme, with the bottom quote saying, a loss of freedom as well as safety. Then across the responses, we also found that transportation to be a major driver of negative health impacts, as far as being able to go to the wide array of specialty doctors and also just overall driving conditions. Winter seasons were also mentioned for their role of social isolation, as well as aggravating health conditions with cold temperatures. We also found that essential resource access, whether that be medications, food, clothing, were also a limitation within this population. The definition from Camargo et al. 2024 defined health disparities as a preventable and avoidable health difference, highlighting the role of discrimination, inequality, and exclusionary and structural practices within programs and policies. Solutions that emerged from the respondents highlighted the desire for social and physical activity focused programs, as well as some form of social support and monitoring to check on the welfare of these individuals. We also found that homeowner protection, which also is associated with other social determinants of health, where being able to take care of their homes in older age was a challenge, as far as cost and just physical ability to be able to maintain the value of a home and livable conditions. We also find that access to necessities was a challenge, with this one quote that stuck out to me, where essential items like clothing and grocery stores could offer just spots to rest, particularly for those who are handicapped, as well as just access to bathrooms being a limitation in social spaces for this population. We also found that a mention for more comprehensive retirement benefits, and I think this acknowledges how the field of occupational health and understanding the long-term outcomes that are associated with physically demanding jobs, and that there should be better treatment as far as the benefits that come from that are needed for the years that are associated with that kind of work. So we conclude with addressing the drivers of health inequity, and that in order to really address social stratification, structures and system must embed a form of health equity within their infrastructure. Aging as a social determinant of health must acknowledge a reality this population face, where their environment cannot support well-being. Addressing this form of social inequity will ultimately benefit the future of all generations who are fortunate enough to experience life in older age. Thank you.